Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are working on my wife's new daily driver. I'm not going to tell you yet what it is. I plan on doing a video just on that alone, but this here's the problem. We got two stepper motors that are not working correctly. So we got our gas gauge going way over. Obviously there's not that much gas in it, and the heat gauge is going way up high. And sometimes they like to randomly run into each other. Let me see if I flick it back and forth here a couple times. Sometimes it does different things. If you hear that, they're right up close there. You can hear it skipping, trying to go over. Yeah, so we're gonna see if we can fix that. Again, haven't done this job before, but pretty good with electrical stuff, usually. I've got all the bolts taken out of this thing. We're going to take it out, take it in the house, and see if we can change stepper motors on this thing. So the first thing we got to do is get this thing taken apart so we can get to the circuit board in the back. And I'm not sure if I mentioned already, but this is obviously a GM product. But if you know what it is, if you recognize this thing, let's get my reflection out of there. If you recognize this thing, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think it is. Take it apart. I said this I've not done before, but kind of have an idea what I'm doing here. Let's see if we can. So we're gonna have to pop these tabs here. That one, that one, that one. I'm not sure if we're gonna take the front glass off of here. Or the clear plastic. Not sure if we're gonna take that off, but that might have to come off. We will. Figure it out as we go. That really was quite easy, actually. Just literally did it by hand. These tabs here, 1, 2, 3 on that side, 1 each on that side, and that was it. So now we got to figure out, because the stepper motors we want is on this side, so we're going to be looking at this side here. But we got to get the circuit board off that white part there next. So we're gonna figure that part out. All right, literally just gave this a twist with my industrial fork. Just stuck it underneath there, give it a twist, and this side popped off. And that's all there is to getting that piece off of there. Now, from what I've seen on other videos, we need to pop off the gauges so we can take the circuit board off of here. So just making note of where they are now. Some people went out, put tape on them and mark them and stuff, but I'm sure it'll be fine where it is. Unless I probably bumped them, so because I don't remember now where it was. So I just used that fork to pop off the needles. I put them in order there, but it's kind of pretty straightforward. Those two are the same size. That's bigger. That one's in the middle. It goes temperature, fuel gauge, speedometer, tachometer. Pretty straightforward. And these were all the tach and the speedo were at 0 when I took it off, so I just got to make sure that they're set back in that same spot again. These ones are going to be different because those are the stepper motors I got to replace. So we'll get those get that circuit board taken off the backside now. And as soon as you lift up on it, there's your stepper motors right there. Those are those two that I need to change. It is held on over here by this wiring. I'm going to see if I can just leave that wiring connected. I don't want to unplug that if I don't have to. So we should be able to do that. And we're just gonna flip the board over and dismount these two, like that, gentle there. These two stepper motors here, because these are what are no longer working. And here are the new ones. Just got them on Amazon. They are just about 10 bucks a piece. These are supposed to be the upgraded version. We'll try to post a link and the part number and everything in the description there for you. Apparently these fit all the different GM cars with stepper motor issues, like Sunfires, Grand Prix, trucks, Chevy trucks, GM trucks, so all that kind of stuff. They all seem to have problems. Kind of late 90s, early 2000s generation seem to be the problem era there for these things. Take a look here. I believe there's only 4 prongs to solder in here. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And goes in the exact same way it comes, the other one comes out, so just keep track of that. and we'll get to the soldering part next. So when you're doing a job like this, obviously there's a lot of different pins coming through the circuit board. So I want to make sure I get the right ones here. So what I'm doing here is taking this, you see it's got that tab there, and it's gonna line up with the prongs underneath there. So you can see on this side, it's line up there. So that's how I know which ones I'm gonna be desoldering first, so I can get the old one out and we can put the new one in. Hopefully I can show you how to do this. This stuff here is called, I think it's called solder wick or something like that. So basically it's just gonna soak up the solder as we melt it. So I'm gonna get it make sure this thing is hot enough, first of all, to melt the solder. Yes, it is. So we're gonna put this against there. That'll absorb the solder. Try not to hold it too close because it's gonna get hot on your fingers if you do. Don't keep too much heat on the circuit board too long because it will wreck the circuit board. If it's all loose, you might be able to pry it off of there. Just be careful where you're prying. You don't want to wreck the other electrical components in there. I've got the knife in there and kind of just gonna put a little bit of pressure on it. See if we can pop these loose. There. Okay, so pretty much got it all removed on that one side. The other side is still hanging up a little bit. So I got those ones done. Now I just gotta do the same thing on the other side. Work my way around a little bit here. There it goes. That should do it. Just be careful you don't burn yourself because those prongs can still be hot. And be careful you don't wreck anything else in the process as you're popping these off. This one not want to come out now, and I think because I might have melted this piece of plastic over here, so it might have just formed that a little bit. Because the prongs, or the actual electrical contacts were all out of there. Yeah, so don't do what I did. Don't melt the plastic. And don't lose your odometer reset button there. There we go. So we got that one out. Now, one of these gonna go back in. But they got tabs to line up there, so it shouldn't be able to mess it up. Should go in just like that. Before we do that though, we're gonna put that over there. We're gonna soak up a little more of the solder on the other side. That should be good now. Put this back in. Should go in only one way. This over again. This one was in this way. So these two are facing each other. Now getting these to line up in the proper spot is going to be the hard part. Okay, so I lined up the back tabs there, and I got the plastic lined up. I just got to get these ones to line up here in the holes. So all 4 electrical connectors go through there. So I'm going to put some pressure on here. I'm going to put a little bit of heat on this side and both of those holes. See if that makes a difference. Or it might be the plastic that's actually holding me up here. Yeah, it was that plastic nub there was not made as quite right. So now it's in there all the way. So now we can flip that over and we can solder back in. First we need some solder. And that should be all there is to that. And I'll do the other one, and then we'll put it back in the vehicle. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it. This is the way I'm doing it. So if you see this here, I've got that on there, but it goes a little bit past the empty mark. So it's not on there all the way. Turn that and take it off. Try to do this. I'm gonna try to line it up right up with that empty mark so that when I turn it, it stops pretty close to that. I'm gonna try maybe a little bit better. There we go. Now we're gonna push it down. If you like that, she's stopping there. Same thing with this side. We gotta stop pretty close to that one. I'm not that worried about that. We've got the other ones, did the same thing with the tack and the Speedo. Now we'll put this whole assembly back together. Don't forget your reset piece here. I'm not sure if there's a special way that goes in, but I think it just sits in there. We're gonna put that back together, and then we're gonna go put it back in the car, van, truck, whatever it is. You tell me. So I got it all put back together, but I got thinking maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, but it comes apart easy enough. But we're gonna go reinstall it, just electrically anyways, and see if it shows the correct readings this time. All right, I did plug it in. As soon as I plugged in the one wire, I could hear the motors trying to do something. So obviously they're powered up even without the key in, because I got the key right here. So we're gonna put the key in. Oh, look at that. That should be about the right thing for the fuel. The gauges over here kind of look like they're kind of off a little bit, so we're gonna start it up a minute. Yeah, I might have to take it back apart and set that a little bit better. Those are both a little bit high, but we'll take it apart and we'll fix that. But I'm happy that those gauges look great. That looks better now. We got the tack and the Speedo at 0. The engine probably has a little bit of heat in it. It was running a while ago, so that should be pretty close. That looks good. Awesome. Now we just got to put the dashboard back together. Hopefully this kind of stuff helps you out, guys. If you like it, let me know. And don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, give me a like, and hope it helps you out. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.